you're doing this coming week.
Oh, thank you.
What comes next
See you later.
will be marvelous.
Dave, when you shut these down, can you catch them? Relatively.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to St Hill for this top of the table clash between Hampstead and East Grinstead. Nice and wet and windy here today. Luckily, the rain stopped and it doesn't seem as windy. Let's hope that continues. But I'm sure the action on the pitch will warm us all up. So East Grinstead ladies will be looking to bounce back after last week's 3-0 defeat at the hands of Wimbledon. They'll be looking to put things right from last weekend. And Hampstead will be looking to do one further than getting a draw against Clifton last week. So they'll be looking to come away from St Hill with all 3 points. But yeah, today looks like it should be a very good game, close game, and we hope it brings a lot of action. through the lineups, and apologies for some of the mispronounced names. I will give it my best. But Hampstead first, we have got Roxy Gianfrancesco, Annabelle Driver, Izzy Davison, Olivia Page, Hayley Turner, Jasmine Clark, Catherine Baker, Sarah Robertson, Kate McCaw, Philippa Lewis, Lauren Turner, Meg Bias, Emily Rowlands, Melanie Wilkinson, Grace Baldson, Phoebe Willers, Jolie, Emily Maguire, Holly Hunt, and this is a tricky one, Jika Nyarinda, Lucy Hymans, Fran Hu, Miriam Pritchard and Esme Burge. And going for East Grinstead ladies, we have got Laura Myers, Mila Welch, Rosie Hope, Alexandra Malzer, Guadalupe Fernandez Lacourt, Tess Howard, Courtney Hansford, Laura Unsworth, Kathy Nicholson, Hannah Cousins, Ellie Rare, Catherine Boyd, Sienna Keisters, Chloe Brown, Sophie Bray, Eliza Wheeler, Harriet Mitchell, Alice Walton, Lydia McDonald, Autumn Bowden, Joe Bentley, Robin Bentley, Joe Westwood and Joanna Davis. Some of these players are not available today as they are away in Argentina with England for the Pro League. So we'll see what happens without all these international players available, but no doubt it will be a good game. Game starting in about 10 minutes or so, and we will be back for that. So just before the game gets started, I am joined in the commentary booth today by Richard Organ. Rich, how are you doing?
Afternoon, Ross. Looking forward to this. Not raining, should be a good game. Both sides missing a few players, but it should be a quick game. Looking forward to see how both sides play. When we played at the start of the season, it was an absolutely thrilling game. Ended up being 3-2. East Grinstead had a chance to score early on after about 5-6 minutes. And then Hampstead took control. And with 5 minutes to go, it was 3-0 to Hampstead. 1 minute later, it was 3-1. 2 minutes later, 3-2. And with the very final play of the game, East Grinstead got a penalty stroke, which the Hampstead keeper made a brilliant save off, and it ended up being 3-2 to Hampstead. So if it's that thrilling game today, then I'm sure all the neutrals here will be having a great time.
Yeah, it sounds like a very interesting game. Just touching on that, with the players missing, how big a difference will that make to both teams?
Well, the East Grinstead women obviously have 3 players in Argentina. That's Laura Unsworth, Alex Malta and Ellie Rea. And Tess Howard is still out, has been out all season with her recovery from injury. They also haven't got either of the Malaysians back, who are preparing for the Commonwealth Games over in Asia before they come over to Birmingham to take place. So without both Jay and Nonny, that's another 2 that they're going to be missing. And finally, Chloe Palmer, who we've heard from this week, went along to her first session at a club in Australia, where she's emigrated with her husband and 3 kids. So with those 7 missing, it's quite a big difference. Hampstead are also going to be missing a couple of players, and they have one also with COVID. So there'll be a few players light, which will make a bit of a difference. 2 of them in Argentina, say one with COVID. So that will just change their midfield slightly.
Yeah, there's a lot of teams, both in the women and men's, that have been affected by the Pro League, which has caused a few issues, shall we say, but it is what it is, and it's good to see that both teams are out here with strong teams outside there. But then it just relies on your depth squad, doesn't it? Like, youngsters might have to come up and step up, but gives them an opportunity. But it does cause a bit of havoc for coaches, but we'll see what today brings.
Yes, you're absolutely right, Ross. It's obviously a very big issue at the moment, and quite rightly so. The new structure of the league, which obviously didn't take place last year thanks to lockdown, has meant that we're playing, the top leagues are split, men's and women's are split, top 6 and bottom 5, with the objective of being best plays best. Clearly, with all of the top 4 sides having a number of GB players over in Argentina for the women, and obviously the men having players in Spain now, it becomes very difficult to play best v best. So that's clearly something that needs to be sorted out for next season. And the clubs need to make it quite clear as to what's practical and what isn't practical. Maybe double headers, and I think England Hockey have to do some listening and work out a plan where it actually benefits the clubs as well as the international players.
Yeah, let's see what happens if England Hockey listen to the clubs. It's just a shame that clubs get affected by it, but also get rewarded with their players being away on international duty, but then not able to play club games. But enough of that. I'm sure we'll hear more of that throughout the coming months. With the players missing, who are you looking to step up for the AG ladies? Who's the players to watch out for now?
Well, last week they had a tough game against Wimbledon, which, although it was 3-0, when the score was 1-0, East Grinstead had a penalty stroke, which was saved, good save by the keeper, and then 1-1 is obviously, a lot tighter than going to 2-0 and then 3-0. Having said that, Wimbledon didn't actually have that many shots on target, so it wasn't all one-way traffic. Clearly, East Grinstead were going to be playing on the break, and they did that very effectively to get the penalty stroke. I'm not sure how they're going to play today. We shall look and see how it is, how many people they have in midfield, and how Hampstead choose to play, whether they play 1 or 2 really high. We'll see how they all set up. In terms of individuals, last week, Guadalupe Lacourt, playing in the middle for East Grinstead, was outstanding. Best player on the pitch, covered an awful lot of ground, and she'll be crucial to EG's performance today. Obviously, if Sophie Bray can get the ball in the top third, then that's going to be challenging for the Hampstead defence. Hampstead, they play very quick hockey. They like to pass down around the flanks. And then their high players have some quick players, although one of them, Lauren Turner, has COVID, so isn't around today, and she's normally their most dangerous forward. So we'll just wait and see how they play, how they set up without her.
Yeah, obviously a big loss there. But I also noticed I can't seem to see Sarah Robertson for Hampstead, the Scottish and GB international. That'll be a big loss for her. If she's no, I am talking nonsense. I've just seen her.
There she is, number 11, I reckon. That's about right.
No, I got my glasses on, so my bad. But as the game's about to start, the rain starts. But let's hope that doesn't dampen the mood with the girls on the pitch. But once again, thank you for everyone joining on the live stream, and thank you for the brave people who have turned up to watch. Let's say a couple of minutes and the game will start, and we're hoping it will be a good contest.
Absolutely. It'll be interesting to see how both teams set up, whether East Grinstead play half court or 2/3 press, and how Hampstead decide to play with their forwards. So just looking at the lineups here, it looks as though Hampstead are shaping up to do 4-3-3, which is what they like to do, and then push either one of their wide wing backs further up. East Grinstead look as though they're also set up in more like a 4-3-1-2, which can revert into 4-3-3-3.
It's an early turnover there for Hampstead. AJ will be looking to control the ball, but Hampstead putting a full press on here, trying to split it to one side. But great skill by Lydia, I think that was, to get it out of there.
Yeah, that was Lydia coming out, moving laterally to give herself some space, and good transfer down the right.
That's unlucky there from Hannah. And Hannah's just come back from a long-term injury, and this is her second game back in. She'll be looking to get those cobwebs off and get back to her best soon.
Yeah, Hannah Cousins has been out for the whole season, basically until last weekend, and she's got some great skills, very, very quick hands. Just getting used to playing hockey again. It's not easy. We've all been there, haven't we? With a bit of a layoff, and you need to get those rusty bits out of your game.
Yeah, we've all been there. I'm there right now. But here's Hampstead on attack. Oh, it was a bit scrappy there, but the ball's gone out. And
good interception from Irish, Chloe Brown. Just got a touch on it at the top of the D. Really useful there.
Hampstead looking for a reverse stick cross there. It was just a little bit too high. For like free hit to EG, and it looks like Hampstead are pressing very high up the pitch here, looking to split as the left forward comes up, trying to keep it on one side. It'll be interesting to see if they keep doing that. That's a turnover there, Hampstead ball.
So at left defender, East Grinstead have Catherine Boyd, an under 18, she's just 18, who made her debut last week against Wimbledon. Did very well, only joined the club this season and has come through very, very quickly. Played extremely well last week. Obviously quite nervous at the start, but played really well.
Yeah, that was just kind of what we were saying at the start, that with these internationals away, relying on some of the youngsters, but she seems to be doing well so far. The weather is just getting pretty terrible at the moment now. That wind's picking up the rain, but let's hope it doesn't affect the game. A long ball there to Autumn, just couldn't quite control it. Bit of a cagey first couple of minutes here, which is expected with the weather and just everyone getting into the game. Sophie Brer's tackle just took a bit too long on the ball there. But it's quite a lot of chat you hear from on the pitch, which is something a lot of people don't hear, but it's good to hear, and also it's got to be pretty loud at the moment with the weather and that.
I think that's been one big change over the last 2-3 years in the women's game, is there's a lot more talk than there used to be. Used to be a lot quieter, and now in all of the games, all Prem games, there's a lot more chat. People getting their own players into position and talking about how they're going to pick up the opposition. You're quite right there. It is a really high press. They've done well to get out of that. Harriet Mitchell and Jo Westwood getting the ball to Chloe Brown. as you rightly said, they're looking to double team or even triple team wherever they can. That's a great pick by Hannah Cousins. Now she's got to make something and get an outcome out of all of this.
Yeah, it's a very high press, but AG seem to be able to get out of it quite easy at the moment, so I'm not sure if Kate Richardson-Walsh, the Hampstead coach, will be picking up on that. But it's just another turnover there, looking for the long ball, easily picked up by the Hampstead defender. AG just need to treasure the ball a bit more, I was saying. Build it up a bit, not just go route one straight away.
I think they've got the ball on the outsides, haven't they, so far, both Hannah Cousin and Lydia McDonald, but they're right up against the line. So it's then trying to get a pass into the forwards as early as possible, rather than being into a dribbling situation, which is exactly what Hampstead want to do, where they sink an extra person across. Loose pass there from the back from Hampstead, and Autumn Brown's on it. Eliza Wheeler's first touch. Good bit of control.
Umpire given a foul against EG there, which looked like it hit a Hampstead foot. Maybe the rain got in his eyes. Just on the weather, it does affect how you play the game, doesn't it? Obviously, you're cold and that, and you just want to kind of like get the ball up the pitch as quick as you can. But it's really important that you keep control of it and take care of the ball, isn't it? When it's weather like this, isn't it, Orgs?
Absolutely, Ross. It's very, very difficult to actually take a grip of a game when it's like this. Sometimes it's difficult to grip your stick, but actually, it's about keeping the ball for long enough to give yourself a chance to pass and create some openings. And Hampstead have had the ball for a bit, but nicely shaved there. G's done another great job. She gets called G. Guadalupe to. Really can't say any Guadalupe on the middle of a pitch. You've only got one syllable to go, as we well know. So G it is. Phenomenal amount of work rate. Breaks things down really well.
Yeah, I've been impressed with her with the games that I've watched. She seems to be like the real engine of the team, and always wanting the ball, always there. Good signing that's turned out to be. Just if you're struggling to see with the cameras now, we are working on it. It's a bit of obviously the weather's not helping, so we are doing the best we can. But hopefully you are enjoying what you can see at the moment and listening to our lovely voices as well.
So Hampstead just put the ball off the side of the pitch for the second time with a bit of pressure in midfield. Chloe Brown's off, bit of skill there, taking them on. That's exactly what you need to do. Bit of skill, then create a pass, and then get an outcome from the next step, next phase.
This is better from EG. They're controlling the ball, spreading it around, going down the open side. Ball in the baseline to Sophie Bray. Let's see what she can do here. So looking for the pass, but it's just another turnover. But EG doing well to win it back high up the pitch. It's good skill there. Getting into the deal, looking for the corner. Oh, ball bounce. Oh, that's a good tackle there by the Hampstead defender. Much better by EG though. This is what we want to see from them and what they'll be looking to do more often.
Yep, Courtney Hansford's just come on at left midfield and made a difference straight away. An intercept and then a really nice early pass that created the space. And once again, Hampstead have just passed the ball off the side of the pitch, third time now, which is great. That's exactly what East Grinstead want. Great skills by Eliza Wheeler, and a short corner, just what was required. Taking them on in the dangerous areas, top work.
Excellent skill there along the baseline, bit of 3D skill. Short corner here for EG. What were you thinking will happen here, Orgs? Drag flick, routine, what's going to happen?
Right, well the options are obviously a drag flick, probably not high here, but a low drag flick, or actually looking for a slap with a deflection from there. So calls are coming in, and two castles. For me, I think this is going to be a drag. Good ball speed out. Oh, straight strike. Clean hit, but wide of the right post.
Yeah, unlucky there from EG, but Hampstead trying to take a quick 16, got the ball up in the half, but it's a sideline now. Straight strike, yeah, you would like to see someone going in there at the back post just in case there. Not a great start on the short corners, but hopefully they could build on that, win another one and see where we go.
I think that's absolutely right. They should definitely be looking for a deflector in there. There is obviously clearly a difference, and this is where changing teams and not having GB players does make a difference. Ellie Rare is normally one of the first drag flicker. She's obviously over in Argentina at the moment, and Chloe Palmer, having emigrated to Australia, means that the number one striker off a short corner is also not around. So there's got to be quite a lot of time spent working on short corners over the next few weeks, without a doubt. It's been a quick turnaround from indoors to outdoors. So, the amount of time to do that has not been great.
Oh, terrible conditions right now. Rain picking up, wind. Hopefully this dies down very soon. But Hampstead here on the build up. Now EG has dropped right back. Do you think that's on purpose, or is that just with the pressure that Hampstead are building on them?
Yeah, they're within their own half, but they have looked to actually work on the break, and they are doing so now. Good one too, just too much.
She's still chasing the OG. She's not going to stop running. There's good pressure here, good from EG here, keeping them in the corner, forcing the turnover.
Great play by G once again.
I think she's a bit tired now, bending over. She does do a lot of running though.
It's interesting with G. So she was in the States playing hockey at University of Michigan, and she actually got called back just before the Olympics, in the February before the Olympics, by Argentina to actually trial for the Olympics, because the Habib sisters pulled out at that time, and she didn't quite make it, which just goes to show what sort of level that Argentina actually have and depth of players they have. Because frankly, since she's been here, I think every single Premier League side would like to have her in the middle of the pitch for them.
Yeah, it just shows the talent in that Argentina have. But I mean, EG's getting there. Here's another counter from EG, ball out wide. It's just that final pass seems to let them down at the moment. Just need to take care of that last pass. But G again, interception, looking for Sophie Bray there. EG are definitely coming to this game much more, looking more threatening, I would say. Really got Hampstead under pressure. G again, looking for that interception. She is all over the pitch at the moment.
She's having a good spell. The nice bit about that last move was that Catherine, the 18-year-old at left defender, looked up early, made a really good pass inside. A quick pass moved on, up to another under 18. Eliza, ball goes out, and as you say, it's just that last pass. And you're right, it's when the weather's a bit like this and it's chucking it down with rain, it becomes difficult sometimes getting the right weight of pass if you haven't got a direct pass straight to one of your players. So it's the balance of keeping control and making sure the pass goes straight to a stick, or actually knowing that one of your players can outrun one of the defenders and you're putting it just ahead of them.
Yeah, another full press here from Hampstead, but EG seem to be getting out of it quite easy. I don't think the forwards are high enough up to put that full pressure on at the moment. It's almost 50-50. But another turnover from Hampstead. They again also not taking care of the passing. Foul to Hampstead for something I didn't see.
Couldn't actually see that either. Both sides thought they actually had the ball.
Here's a
East
chance.
Grinstead with all players back.
So here you'd like to see one of the forwards step up. We're too far deep for my liking here, inviting pressure on. Need to step out there as a forwards, I would say.
Yes, well, I mean, literally defending 5 metres outside the 23 allows for a pass like this, which fortunately has been lifted.
Yeah, there's been a few of those lifted passes. I don't know if it's could blame the weather on that one or just the lack of concentration. But speaking of the weather, it looks like it's clearing up a bit and there's semi-blue skies coming towards us, so hopefully that comes and stays.
Yep. So once again, they're allowing the pass down right on the edges. Hampstead allowing that pass.
Oh, that's going to hurt on this cold afternoon. Ball to the hand, not going to be welcomed, that one. Free hit to EG around the 25. Again, Hampstead looking to this full press, but one forward on their own going. I think if they're going to do that, then they need to step out as a team, because it's too easy for EG to play around with one forward stepping up there. But Chloe Brown winning a free hit on the right hand side. She's another player that's just always reliable and solid, isn't she? Like, what does she bring to the team, Orgs?
She's got really quick hands. She's very capable. Her V-drag is excellent. She tempts in a defender, and sometimes when she's up against a forward who might not be the strongest defender, she'll really sell them one way, and she's got the ability to cut straight in, but then to go. It's really then, it's the next stage then to make sure there's a pass that goes on to a forward, and that's when East Grinstead really look dangerous. Having got something in midfield, then they make a quick pass forward. It's a bit like just now the free hit that Lydia McDonald got just on the 23. Actually, there were 3 one-on-ones ahead, but the forwards there have to work really hard to make sure they really want the ball. Because if you pick it up there one-on-one, you make one good move and you're in the D. It's like that. There you go. So the transfer there, and Eliza has taken the player on and got a free hit just inside the 23. So they Hampstead definitely look vulnerable when you actually go at them. G's doing it again now. This is where it's got to go forward onto a stick.
Yeah.
But much harder than that. It's got to go hard around the D. I think, as you mentioned a bit earlier, just the ball pace going in around the top quarter is a bit slow, and that's when it has to be really hard. It then gives a forward the opportunity to either deflect or to actually pick up. But if it comes slowly, then they've got to make something, got to put something onto the ball, don't they?
Yeah, I mean, EG have got all this pressure at the moment, but just can't quite get anything out of it. A bit of a full press coming on here from EG. It looks a bit more promising, looking to force Hampstead into turning the ball over, which is good skill there, getting out of that trouble. Hampstead on the break now. Chloe Brown just taking a little bit of a slide on the wet pitch. That's better from Hampstead though. They're controlling the ball a bit more. Don't seem to be forcing it. Obviously, EG will be looking for them to stop doing that, take control of the game again. But Sarah Robertson on the ball, using her skill, winning the free hit. She's a player that Hampstead will be looking to, and EG will be looking to try and stop getting the ball. The Scottish and GB International.
Yeah, so this is interesting what Hampstead have done. They've gone to 3 at the back and brought their sweeper up and moved Sarah Robertson into the middle rather than at right midfield. So they're gonna. She's on the ball now, well back from Robin, but she's got to pick a stick up and get going. So what they'll look now, it looks like they'll use Sarah Robertson right in the middle of the pitch, give her a bit of freedom to actually make some passes forward, because they haven't made any connections with their forwards yet when they've had the ball, have they?
No, they've not seemed to build anything up, any attack up at the moment, which is obviously good by EG. End of the first quarter. Who's going to be the happier coming to this end of the first quarter, Orgs?
I think EG won't be at all unhappy. They're under a bit of pressure, first of all. It looks as though they're playing times when they're dropping back deep, but then they're also choosing to press up quite high on some of the 16s. I think that's probably called by Sophie Bray, who's playing like a drop centre forward and then pressing higher when they want to. So I think they'll be a lot happier. They got themselves back into that game. They've had the one short corner, so I don't think they'll be at all unhappy. I think, as we were discussing, both sides, the pace of the passes in the top third is not high from either side. Hampstead have made very few connections so far up there, fortunately for EG. But their harrying when pushing East Grinstead to the side is really, really good. It's just when they get a turnover, they don't seem to go forward and make connections with their forwards either.
Yeah, it just needs to be a bit more clinical, both teams, I would say, in the final third. Just a shout out to the Ball Patrol for coming out and helping out the ladies this evening in this horrific weather. Also, without them helping, then the game would be a lot slower. And again, thank you to all the fans turning out to watch, and for all the people who are streaming live.
I think this quarter will be interesting to see if Hampstead press even further. And the opportunity really is their defence. Do they like to keep three back the whole time? And their fourth player, they haven't actually been overlapping through the wings. They've been keeping their spare player, their sweeper, actually is almost a pivot in front of the back three. So they haven't done a lot where they've actually got the ball to midfield, moved it back to the defence and then switched it from one side to another. We'll see if that changes in this quarter. Sarah Robertson back at right midfield, so they'll look to play down the right a bit more, I think.
AG looking to do a bit more pressing here. Looks like they're at Hampstead at a back four at the moment, but they don't really have like a deep centre midfield at the moment. Everyone seems quite high up. There's a good channel there by Autumn down the line. That's a nice pass inside the right Hampstead player who just ran the ball off the pitch. That's a great aerial there. I think it was Joe Westwood.
Yeah, very good aerial, nice and early. Just needed to seal it. Autumn had a bit more time than she thought, I think.
Now, I think this will play into Hampstead's hands, this back and forth hockey where I think EG need to keep control of the ball a bit more and let Hampstead counter and create more space, but we don't want this end-to-end hockey. I think that's more Hampstead's game than EG's at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely agree with you. We've got a substitute on for the first time for East Grinstead. Sienna Kaisers has come on at right defender, and Chloe Brown has gone to left defender, giving Catherine Boyd a bit of a break. There we go, just what we were talking about before. Chloe Brown has sucked the attacking opposition player in and just used her V-drag, got the free hit.
Foul there against the Hampstead player. I think it hit her foot, which was unlucky. But yeah, Chloe Brown is a fantastic player, but I do believe she's going back to Ireland next week for indoor against, is it South Africa? Will she be missing the game next weekend, or will she be back in time for that?
I believe she's still with us next week. Yeah, she hops over there a number of times to play indoors, quality indoors. She's Ireland's captain indoors. Really, really good indoor player. We first met her actually over in Europe, over in Latvia. Oh, sorry, Lithuania. We were over there. She was playing for an Irish side called Ards and played against us. And so we thought, well, she's quite tidy. And of course, I had a chat with her, and she was keen to come across to the mainland here, and has been a massive asset over the last few years. As I say, quality indoor player. Really, really good. Suits her perfectly.
This is Barry from AG. They're passing the ball, keeping control of the game at the moment. Just taking their time, which is what they need to do. Pick the right moments to go forward and make sure that last pass is on the stick. There's a ball in the D by Lydia. Great pick up by Sophie Bray. Using a 3D skill there. And a goal by Sophie Bray. What a goal. That all came from being patient, build up, picking the right pass. And yeah, Sophie in the circle, you don't want to give her too many chances. She will put one in the net. 1-0 EG.
That's a way to start a quarter. But as you quite rightly say, it came once again from Chloe Brown, just looking as though she was going forward, checking back, switching it across. A first-time deflection up from Sienna Kaisers up out to the right, where Lydia McDonald put a really good hard cross in. Sophie Bray, she's done so many times for England, GB, and just there, as you say, there were three players around her, wasn't a problem. Bit of lifting skills.
This is a great play by Hampstead, straight on a counter-attack here. What a save. Oh, and they've missed the rebound Oh, that was a great opportunity for Hampstead there to come straight back from conceding a goal. Lovely play down the left-hand side. 1-2s. A little bit slack defending from EG. Maybe still a bit excited after scoring that goal. But they don't want to be slipping now and conceding straight away. Here's another high press from Hampstead. But again, they seem to get the ball out, but it's just another turnover. Straight for Hampstead to counter. Oh, just that final pass again, but they've got a long corner out of it, which I'm not quite sure how that happened, but they've got it. But yeah, like, Sarah Robson just getting into this game now. She seems to be taking control. How do EG stop that from happening? Do they go man marker or what?
I think you're absolutely right. The pass through for the chance just now is from Sarah on a reverse stick pass, and then she's just put another one through the little lift. Yeah, she's sort of moved into, or they're actually playing with a rather interesting formation in the midfield, with almost like an arrow to allow Sarah to be further forward, and that's given them the opportunities in the last 2 minutes. And the answer to that is you have to be aware of what's going on. So G obviously is more than capable of marking her, but actually you need calls from behind. So we've got a situation here where East Grinstead's back two defenders are a long way from play, and actually being more involved would make it a lot better.
Great
if they were 10 metres
Hannah.
further up.
Wonderful skill there. Looking free hit outside the D. That was a great play there by Hannah. Great play. Hopefully EG can take advantage of this free at the edge of the D. They can't panic at the moment. They just need. I'm not happy there. Not happy at all.
Once again here, just a bit further up from Chloe Brown. Would have just put under pressure, but that's the ball in that they scored from last time. They're starting to use Jo Westwood the way they use Chloe Palmer, which is create an angle, change the angle of attack, and then hit the ball in. Sometimes with a little lift, it's really very, very difficult to defend. And with someone like Sophie Bray, who's got the hand-to-eye coordination to pick up deflections, good pick by Harriet Mitchell.
Games will open up a little bit now. I think with EG pressing high up, there's just gaps in behind their midfielders that Hampstead seem to be taking advantage of. Great tackle there. Oh, Hampstead looking to counter down the middle of the pitch again. There's a couple of times that's happened. They've managed to pick a pass in the free player in the middle of the pitch. But here we go. Here's EG on the counter here. Can they take advantage of this? Ball to Sophie Bray on the right hand side. It's good defending there by Hampstead. Just long corner. I think Sophie was looking for a foot there.
She certainly was. Once again, an early pass by Chloe Brown into Eliza Wheeler, back to Chloe. As soon as you start making passes in the top third, you start to create space, don't you?
Yeah, it's almost, you need to be looking for those extra passes, I think, to create a space. G's finally came off for a rest. Jojo Davis going for the first time. Slightly different player than G. Maybe not as running around as G, but she's still a very, very good player who could pick a pass and make a tackle. Solid for EG. She's been around for a long time now, isn't she?
She has. She was here at the start 10 years ago, and she's just got herself fitter this year for the first time in a few years. Great hands, really ridiculously fast hands. But as you say, she can also find a pass. Going back to the indoors, some of those passes that won, 3 of them to Sophie Bray, who's just nicked the ball, just taken one-on-one, and come inside. Turn the person upside down. She's on the floor. Can she get it across? It's one-on-one with the keeper. And you put it in. Have a go.
Just felt Autumn took the ball far too wide there. Maybe a bit more direct, and would be a goal there. But it's a good opportunity. But that's a great play by Sophie there, winning the ball and just making the defender look a little bit silly. She won't be one to watch that back. But let's be honest, she's not the first and she won't be the last defender that Sophie Bray makes look a bit silly.
She certainly won't be. Just the ability, and especially with one hand as well, to bring it back in.
Hampstead looking for a corner there, but great tackle. They've won it back high up in EG's half. They just need to spread the ball out. It's another turnover. And a free hit to Hampstead here. Game's getting a little bit scrappy in the last couple of minutes. I mean, 8 minutes to go till half time. There's plenty of time still, but just a bit panicking going on. And that's a corner there. Joe Westwood just miscontrolled it, and ball bouncing up onto her body. Hampstead will be looking to take advantage of this. From the warm-ups, they just seem to have a straight strike, but let's see what happens.
Yes, I think one of the things when the games open up, people think they've got a bit more space. And one of the things that defenders tend to do, rather than do what they've done when they're being closed down really early, they just take an extra touch and decide they might just dribble one step, 2 steps, and actually the best way to, when it is opening up, is actually to make more uses of the pass. As we've seen for both sides, when they've got the ball into midfield and passed it early on from there, they've both created opportunities and both have had one-on-ones with the keeper. Just have to go for it when you're one-on-one with the keeper.
Well run down there by Harriet, and save on the line by Sophie Bray. That didn't look quite right there from Hampstead. Not quite as smooth as they would want it, but they're definitely getting into this game a lot more. Sarah Robertson getting involved a lot more. She's obviously a dangerous player, but Hampstead slowly building their way back up to this. EG just need to take control again. A chance for a counter here, but again, they don't need to panic and go forward. Just keep the ball and win a free hit like what she just did, which is great play. Just slow the game down now, I would say. What about Yorks?
Absolutely, Ross. Just, as I say, keep passing and keep passing as much as you can. These defenders are really struggling at the back for Hampstead. And here's a chance. Top of the D. Go on, have a pop, have a pop.
There's probably a corner there somewhere. Oh, nope. That's why I'm not an umpire. But I just felt like an opportunity for Courtney just to get a quick shot off there instead of trying to dribble. Just a little pop at goal and get the rebound. But a great chance again from AG from an aerial from Joe Westwood that was missed by the defender. Good start. Not good start. Good end to the second quarter even. I think EG will be looking to try and maybe get one more before half time.
They certainly will. And you do just have to have a go. It's a funny thing, isn't it? They talk about goal scorers. You say, oh, well, someone's a goal scorer, someone isn't. It's actually an awful lot of practice. Once again, pressure on there, and Hampstead have pushed the ball off the pitch again, which is not like them. And they normally keep the ball really well. But actually, it is practice. Practice goal scoring is crucial.
I would like to say I'm a natural goal scorer myself, but yeah.
You've scored a few indoors.
Well, we didn't clarify indoor or outdoor, did we? So indoor definitely, outdoor not so much. But a great play there by Chloe Brown getting the ball out of the D and Robin Bentley winning a free hit. Last 5 minutes of the first half here. Let's see what that brings. And there's something weird happening. It looks like it's sunny. The rain stopped, still windy, but there's sunshine. I think it's the first time in a couple of days. Let's hope it stays.
Absolutely. So ball speed's picked up again from East Grinstead, which is good. Courtney, great pick up, turn in. That's what you want to do. Now it's got to be high ball speed. That's the one. Oh, almost found Robin on the just outside the T spot. And that's what they've got to do. If they do that, it does open them up. If you look at all the opportunities they've had, they've all been balls have hit hard into the D.
Yeah,
they've had 4 opportunities now. All of them have been hard, high ball pace. And the Hampstead defenders are very tidy, good basics. But if you hit the ball hard, you have to be in exactly the right place, or else that can be, it's just not easy to pick up. So I hope EG keep doing that for the rest of the match.
Yeah, it was a great play by Courtney, but again, just that final pass is not quite there. You would like to think if they were taking care and just making those final passes, then the score could be a lot more than what it is. But it's still first half, plenty of time to go to make that right, and they just need to keep doing what they're doing, really.
Yeah, they do. and keep passing. Good pick up by Joe Westwood. This is it, no need to dribble, make the ball do the work.
Great player by Hannah winning that sideline there. She was getting double teamed, but she managed just to use her skill. It's good to see her back on the pitch. She's also been missed from AG, but here's a great chance here. Courtney running into the D. Ball bounces around. Oh, it's a free hit for Hampstead. Again, it's just that final pass. It's almost like they're rushing it in the D where they've got more time than they think. Just take care of the ball in the D and pick out a pass or a foot.
I think that was an interesting. I think the other two forwards, Eliza was coming down on the reverse stick, and two forwards are just on the same line. Robin just needed to pop out there, and actually that's where the ball went. Hampstead do look tentative. Nice ball out of defence, but they do look tentative at the back. Yeah,
there's a lot of sloppy passing and basics going on at the moment for Hampstead's defenders. I don't think Kate Richardson Walsh would be too pleased with that, considering she was a defender. And as I say that, it's just a pass that went off the sideline with no pressure whatsoever. Hampstead looked quite rattled going into the last 2 minutes of this half. Not how you really want to end a half, but they'll be hoping this 2 minute scores very quickly.
I think you're absolutely right, Ross. I think Kate will have something to say at half time, especially about the ball speed and the accuracy out of the back, because they have created some opportunities, but not as many as East Grinstead.
Hampstead with a quick free hit, but not really doing anything with it. Just controlling the ball for the last couple of minutes here, seeing if they could get one last chance. Looking for that long ball, which is on. It's a great ball. Just forward didn't quite just read it. But into the final 2 minutes, and EG will looking to close this half out quite comfortably at the moment. Hampstead in 2 minds whether to put a full press on or not. It's not really doing anything at the moment. Again, EG easily managed to play out in massive amounts of room behind Hampstead's midfielder. Hannah Cousins using her skill and speed to break and floating for that ball to Robin Bentley. Can EG take advantage of this here? What a goal there by Robin. What a goal.
Great goal.
Waited for the goalie to go down and just lobbed it over her. But again, that came from, I would say, Hampstead trying to put a full press on, then the defenders not really stepping up. EG easily playing the ball around the back, getting it out to Hannah, who used her skill and speed to pick out Robin, who walked into the day with no one challenging and just flicked over the goalie. 2-0 to East Grinstead.
And the ball's just come off the side again off Hampstead, who I think you're right, they do appear to be rattled. I thought that goal was just a perfect demonstration of how to pass the ball hard around the back. Don't dribble with it, don't take time, and then keep going, keep making the balls. Passed out of midfield, Hannah Cousins beat one player, then passed it. That's a good finish as well. Keeper coming out, lifted over there. That's a good finish.
Yeah, it looks like Hannah Cousins is getting back to her best, and obviously EG we've missed her the last year or so she's been out. I say good to see her back on the pitch, and that is half time. 2-0 to East Grinstead, and I would say they will be the happier camp going to half time. Just looking at Kate, she doesn't look best pleased, which I could fully understand, and to be honest, none of the Hampstead players look very happy at all.
I think they've definitely missed Lauren Turner.
Where is he? Oh, can you hear me? It's flickering.
Flickering. Going into sort of a pink flicker.
Yeah. Is it? Yeah, it's on. Okay. It's working, yeah? Yeah. That's this. Tell me if that camera's on again. It is it?
And we're back again for the second half. East Grinstead with the start. Chloe Brown immediately coming down the right wing. Early ball into Hannah Cousins. And good interception by Emily Rowlands. It'll be interesting here. Hampstead have lined up in slightly different personnel. Still with a 4-3-3. But they've moved Sarah Robertson to left midfield. And Joey Lee has gone into centre midfield. That'll be interesting to see how that actually works. Joey's probably not going to run past anyone, but they look as though they might try and attack down the East Grinstead right.
Yeah, it looks like Hampstead are having a bit more intent now. I think it looks like Kate might have went through him a little bit at half time and had a bit of a go at them. But here comes Hannah down the right hand side. Using her skill and speed there. Sarah Robertson doing well defensively. And Hannah just wins the foot on, but play on. Ball bounced to Autumn Bowden, who's lovely ball. And, interesting. But great play there by Hannah and Autumn there. Ball getting into the D.
Yeah, Autie did really well there. Robin, it was a bit surprised that it came to her there, I think. Came back off the keeper. It looked as though it was pushed straight off the back, which was interesting. But
yeah,
EG are taking the game to them. Joey Lee back in, defending well.
Yeah, I thought it looked hit straight off the back line, but obviously umpire felt different there. But hey,
They're closer than we are, Ross.
wow, yeah, we've got more angles to look at though. So at half time, what do you think got said in both camps?
Well, Sarah Kelleher was talking quite animatedly to Hampstead. I think she'll be asking for a better press, but also better outcomes and with what they're doing. They've got the ball up to the midfield quite often, but then not so many connections up to the forwards. Sophie Bray running down there, sweeper, just what you want. you've got to do well to get something out of that.
Just looked like a bit of a hen hope again, though. But again, EG using that aerial again to good effect here. As I said before, there seems to be a lot of space behind the Hampstead midfield and forward line that EG are taking advantage of.
I think you're absolutely right, Ross. When they're pressing, there are gaps between the forwards and midfield. Sometimes the midfield puts up, but then there's a big gap between them and the defence. Here's G again, got a bit of space, and she's not being tracked. EG doing nicely here. Side always feels quite good if all they can do, the opposition are just hitting the ball away. That's twice now Sarah Robertson's just hit the ball down the line just to get rid of it. And when your top player's doing that, you know something is going well. Big clunking tackle there for Hampstead in the midfield, but good tackle.
Again, another misplaced pass by Hampstead's defenders, which seems to be a running theme going on at the moment. I'm not sure that'll be something that will get worked on in training during the week, but Kate won't be happy at all with this performance so far, I would imagine.
I think Sarah and Kate will be very frustrated by it. I mean, you don't often see Hampstead are very good technically, and you wouldn't expect them to be passing the ball off the pitch the number of times they have done so far.
A foul against the EG player for something I have no idea what happened. But again, another misplaced pass by Hampstead off the sideline there.
Yeah, Hampstead are definitely looking to try and play down the left because Sarah Robertson's there, but actually the passing, as we said, out to the back hasn't been great, and it's actually played into East Grinstead's hands. What a great sliding reverse stick pass from Chloe Brown. Both sides struggling to get the ball controlled here in midfield.
Great tackle there by G. She's not giving anyone any time on the ball here, and I think that's what EG will be looking to do more often, is when the ball gets to Sarah Robertson, is to close her down very quickly.
Absolutely, just what you said in the first half. And Sarah Robertson's had a good dig in the back there, G, which is interesting. That's not been penalised. The umpires have let it go on. Interesting to see if they do anything afterwards. I doubt it.
To be fair, I think there's nothing in that. Something I do on a regular basis, but it's fine.
Ross, we know your tactics.
I mean,
I'm normally the one with someone with a hand in my back.
Sarah is the one who's Scottish as well, so I mean, it might be that we play in the Scottish League, which is possibly a bit more rougher and tougher and
bit more physical.
We would say so.
No, there's nothing in that. It's interesting. The umpires are letting the game flow pretty well, I think, generally.
Probably because they're cold and they can't raise their hands.
No, there have not been any really contentious big decisions gone one way or the other so far. They've played advantage well enough for both sides to have chances one-on-ones in each D. So let's hope that continues.
It looks like Hampstead have dropped down to a half court at the moment, springing out now to press, but again, it's easy enough to play around. The ball straight into the D to Sophie Bray, who's using her free skill, but a great save there by the goalie. But a very simple, straightforward ball there from the EG defender, straight down the middle of the park, straight to Sophie Bray.
Yes, found herself just on the T spot there. Nice little lift, good save by Miriam. In goal, but it is interesting. They don't seem to be doing ball body goal very much. The Hampstead defenders. That's possibly because the EG forwards are actually moving them around, creating some spaces. Got back well there. Just put a block in there. Sophie Bray and Eliza Wheeler. Oh, another loose pass. Here we go. Autumn. Can she make a connection into Sophie Bray over the 23? Here we go. She's still going. Still going. Yes, still going. Oh.
I mean, that's not something you want to see as a defender. Sophie Bray running at you with the ball in the air. Her 3D skills are ridiculous, and she's very direct as well. But Hampstead players seem to be getting a little bit angry at each other with the constant turnovers and rushing the free hits, which I could quite understand why.
Lydia McDonald just put in a good ball there. Quick V-drag, put it in. Be strong, go for it. Oh, that's interesting. Short corner, another 3D skill. So the two short corners that we've got in the first quarter and the third quarter. Also, someone just doing 3D skills down the byline. Really, really useful. It's a skill that people should practice. You're quite right. The one thing, of course, that Sophie Bray does is she also does it one-handed, which makes it even more difficult to read what she's going to do.
Yeah, that was a great skill there by Lydia. She's one of those players who's got great skill, fit, fast and strong. I believe she does quite a lot of CrossFit, which probably helps with her speed and strength. First short corner we had was a straight strike that went just wide. Do we think similar, or do you think we're going to go for deflection?
I think we're going to go, it'll be a drag flick this time. First first runner's come out too early.
See,
she's got to go.
I hate this rule. I absolutely hate it. So if you break the line early, you have to go up the halfway line and you lose a player. So now Hampstead are defending with 3 players and a goalie. I hate it because most injectors, most injectors will twitch to get the runner to go, which is obviously gamesmanship. But that was fancy. That was a good routine there, looking for a deflection, but not quite paying off. But yeah, hate that rule about the runner having to go back the halfway line.
Okay, Hampstead on the break. Courtney Hansford doing a great job, ball body goal there, really good. Didn't commit, and is still back in it. Still ball body goal. Eliza Wheeler, stepping up, very good. That's the way to stop a break. Courtney Hansford did really well there. She's improved so much this year. I think she's probably the most improved player on the EG squad. Really, really been able to play in midfield now. Was a forward before, but is quite capable now playing in midfield and at screen. Has improved massively, which is great. Just what you hope for your players who are in their mid-20s. Just what you're looking for.
I'm going to take a bit of credit at that because I coached Courtney when she played through the twos a little bit. I'll take full credit on that one.
Oh,
sloppy defending there, just easy pick up, that's bounced off the foot. A chance to give Hampstead to get into the game here with this corner. So, Oryx, you've mentioned a couple of times ball, body, goal. What do you mean by that? This most who don't understand.
So when at any situation, the most dangerous ball is the one that's going straight towards the box. If you took the 2 lines out from the post up as far as the penalty spot, that's where about 84% of open play goals are scored from. So you need to defend the centre of the pitch. You need to defend the centre of the D. So if you sort of draw a line from where the ball is, and you have a body, i.e. a person, a defender, in line with that towards the middle of the goal, you will then mean people have to go wide. It's a straight strike. It's a run down. It's a good save from Laura Myers. Sophie Bray was in behind, so that looked quite safe. Wasn't a big, hard reverse stick shot. So ball body goal is something that we work on from a young age to get people to go wide. You can't score from the corner flags. If you can score, you have to be inside the D. So the more you can push them wide, the better it is.
So in essence, you just protect the line to goal.
Absolutely, yeah. And
I also make things simple, don't I?
Yeah, and if you look at Courtney going across, she's working as a screen here now. They look as they've got one here, so they've only got one up. Sarah Robertson coming through, she's going to hit it. Courtney was a screen, didn't pick it, but Catherine has picked it in behind.
Good pressure here by Hampstead. Really good pressure the last couple of minutes. Nice skill by Sarah Robertson there, getting past G, but when she went to make that pass, G was there again. But great tackle. It's a great tackle. These two are having a great battle in the middle of the pitch here. G's just getting a little bit annoyed, I would say, but Sarah Robertson just laughing and smiling. She's getting into the head, which is what she wants to do.
Well, I think Hampstead have just changed it, so they've moved Sarah back in to mark G. And in fact, Sarah's coming for a break now. There you go. I'm not sure. G got a bit of a break in the second quarter. I don't think she'll be having one in this quarter. She has an engine on her like nobody. Quite fantastic. She's definitely got the better here, and I think that's put some pressure on the Hampstead midfield. Really good. Courtney once again putting pressure on. Robin coming back to do it and pick the ball up. Tight area here. Well played. Good work. Robin did a good job there.
Yeah, I think everyone's a bit surprised that's an AG ball there, but
yeah,
we'll take it.
Looked a bit odd. That's another long one. If she misses it, then Sophie's in. If you watch, Sophie will always assume it's like a really good poacher football. You look at someone like Jamie Vardy when they play, and Sophie assumes that people will miss it. And of course, it's a numbers game, and you know what it's like. Bouncing ball. Numbers game, you're going to create a chance. If you have 5 chances like that, you get 1, then that can be the difference between winning and losing.
Hampstead with a full press. See, this is a better press, I would say. They're all working as a unit on the press, whereas the first half it was quite individual. And they've won the ball on the left-hand side. Great skill there by the Hampstead forward, winning the free hit. This is a dangerous position here for Hampstead to be in. Great skill again, looking for a corner. Saved by Laura Myers. Hampstead have taken control of this game at the moment. They're dominant in possession. They seem to have upped their intensity and more direct with what they're doing.
Yep, you're absolutely right. And East Grinstead have sunk back, got everyone inside the 23 apart from Sophie Bray. Ball pace is high in. Oh, that's a good touch. Very good touch by Catherine there, just as someone was winding up from 7 yards out for a free shot, just nicked in. Very, very useful. Well done, young lady. Yes, Hampstead have definitely stepped it up. As you say, they're putting a higher press on, but they've actually got their midfield. They see they've got their defenders a bit further up as well now. That's it. The danger is it's Sophie Bray 1-on-1. 1-on-2. That's not a problem. It shouldn't be an issue. Oh, still going. 1 versus 6, that's a short corner. Yes, that's fine. 1 versus 6 is perfectly all right.
Outstanding
Not
there
a
by
problem.
Sophie Bray. That is ridiculous. I'm sure England and GB are probably missing that with her retiring. But yeah, as you're saying, Hampstead are stepping up, putting a full press on, seem to be man on man, which is great. But that long ball down the line went straight to Sophie Bray. She's not a person you want to leave one-on-one with anyone, regardless how good a defender is.
Absolutely right, Ross. There isn't a team in the world that wouldn't have Sophie Bray on their side. She is just able to create things. If you go back to Rio and the final against Holland, if you actually look at it there, and she created the short first goal for Lily Owsley, got the short corner for the second one. We might have only had 4 chances, scored 3, and they might have had 26 circle penetrations, but it's what's down in the book, isn't it? It's a draw and you win on shuffles. So she just does things that isn't anyone else in this country who can do. Oh, and that's it. There we go. Person on the line, a straight strike from the second castle from Joe Westwood. Person on the line gets a good edge on it, but doesn't keep it out. 3-0, just before the end of the third quarter. Joey Lee just taking a break. Sarah Robertson coming back on. Looks like she's playing left midfield again. Yep, she comes back. Most sides will look to pass it right from there, but they want Sarah Robertson involved. And the ball's passed to her again. But straight away, she's had a look. G was on her back straight away. Eliza closing down. And once again, G putting pressure on. That's been a fantastic battle, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's definitely one that I've enjoyed watching, and hopefully I'll continue the rest of the game. Just going back to that corner, straight strike, used quite often in the women's game, I would say. Not so much in the men's game, but as a postman, if I see someone line up a straight strike, I'm not looking forward to that at all. I'd rather have someone flick at me than hit it. So I feel for the Hampstead player on the post there. Got a touch on it, which is always annoying, but yeah, straight strikes, not a fan of being on the line for.
Yep, and it's the ones with a little lift, that's the secret, isn't it? You just want something 2-3 inches off the ground, whether it skips on the floor beforehand, that's the one that becomes difficult. And the thing they should work on there is not only with that, is to get some people running in front, being pretend deflectors. You start to do that, then really when you're on the line and the ball is just skipping along and you're not sure whether someone's going to get a touch and is going to deflect it in, that was when it becomes really interesting. What a tackle by Chloe Brown. She's had a top game. That was a really, really good tackle. Upright, just picked it. Very good play by Catherine Boyd as well. Closed down by 2, and then a reverse stick pass up to your teammate and line, Robin, who also hasn't lost it. It's what you want when you're under pressure down on the left-hand touchline. You want people to be confident on the ball and positive with what they're doing, don't you? Oh, interception here. Oh, that's a time. Jo Westwood actually made the tackle again, having been picked. Intercepted though, and picked it up straight away. End of the third quarter, 3-0. One side will definitely be happier than the other. This will be an interesting fourth quarter, I think, how they come out. Absolutely full-on press even more.
Yeah, I would imagine that Hampstead will be just coming straight out there pressing. They'd be disappointed to see that third goal so late on in the third quarter, considering I would say that they've probably controlled that quarter and had the more chances, so they'll be a bit disappointed with that. But yeah, I would... fourth quarter, I reckon they're just going to come out and full press, just chuck everything at it. Nothing to lose now. Either get it back to 3-0 or concede a couple more goals. You just got to go for it.
Yeah, I have to be honest, I think Hampstead are missing Lauren Turner up front for them. I think she's always she's often an unsung hero for them. She does a lot of legwork, but she does really well getting wide, picking the ball up and then getting an outcome from there. Very capable of getting a short corner for them, and I think they're definitely seem to be missing her today. Yeah, I think it's interesting. I am just hoping it's not going to be like the game up at Hampstead, the very first game of the season, when one side is 3-0 up with 5 minutes to go and the other side almost gets a draw. Let's keep, for East Grinstead's sake, that keep fingers crossed that isn't going to be the case.
Yeah, the issue that EG will have in this last quarter is not to kind of crumble with Hampstead putting a full press on and not get complacent. They need to keep doing what they're doing and see this game out. But looking at the game today, though, even though they're missing these international players, I don't think it's made much of a difference on today's performance, I would say. Obviously, these players bring quality and a little bit of spark, but the girls playing today and the ones that have stepped up are doing a fantastic job, I would say. I think they could all be proud of themselves.
Without a shadow of a doubt, this is a very, very good performance. There have been a couple of spells, as we've seen, where Hampstead for 7, 8, 9 minutes have had control of the match, but they've defended well and they've worked together in defence, which has been really good. Last week against Wimbledon, it was all a bit new, but then it isn't hugely surprising. It was only their second game back and their first big game.
Oh, that's a soft card. That's a soft card. Hannah Cousins getting a green card there.
Especially when the decision isn't necessarily right.
Yeah, I think that's soft. But Hampstead's got a player up here. They'll like to take advantage of this. But like we said, straight off the bat, they came out in full press. 3 forwards chasing down the ball, causing a turnover, and this will be their intent for the rest of the game, I would imagine.
Absolutely, but interesting. So Sarah Robertson has dropped back almost in the back line here, and you would have expected her there on the left to be putting the ball in. And actually, while she's back this far, that's good for East Grinstead, because she needs to be in the middle of the pitch, or even right midfield. Sophie Bray's just noticed she's come in, so has picked her up, although is just going towards the ball.
Hampstead being a bit frantic here, looking for a short corner, which is quite ambitious. I think it hit the EG defender's hand there. But I mean, when you're 3-0 down in the last quarter, you're just going to claim for anything. I know I would.
Yeah, they are. So Joey Lee on the ball, hasn't looked forward. There's space on the right, one-on-one. If she'd just gone self-pass there, they'd have had a 2-on-1 on the right-hand side. That's one thing I've been a bit surprised at, that they've not looked to tackle, go down the right-hand side. Might have been an idea for Sarah Robertson to be playing right midfield, because I'm sure from that position she'd have driven at the D and created a 2-on-1 situation.
There's a counter there for EG that came from a slack pass again for Hampstead, but well defended. They've won it back, and now they're looking to pin EG into their own corner. But EG have managed to win a free hit. They're just going to slow the game down now. Slow it down and try and run the time down until Hannah gets back on the pitch.
Yeah, they need Autumn to come back as a forward there to make sure she's actually in front of the defender. Ron's done well there, sorry, Lydia. Lydia McDonald's done really well. Nice relieving pass over the top from Chloe Brown. And they're happy to let that run off. Could have saved themselves quite a lot of time just by picking that up. There was no pressure.
Yeah, that seemed a bit silly for me. But EG back to 11 players now. They'll be looking not to get anyone sent off. Here's Sarah Robertson looking to get someone going here. A bit hitting hopeful there from Hampstead player. Easily picked off.
Don't want to be running out of there. It's what we've said all along, isn't it? You don't run out of from your 23. Make sure that you pass the ball on. Keep passing the ball on. Very important when you get put under high press that you keep passing the ball out. You obviously can dribble but you've got to get an outcome from it. You can't lose the ball and be turned over.
The thing with a high press is that there's going to be space to play around the forward that's pressing you into midfielders or defenders behind. So you know it's a high press, there's still space to play into and play around. Great play there by G, just winning a free hit. Brown looking for a quick aerial, which has got to Sophie Bray. Here's a chance here. It's 2-on with the
goal. Go on to your
goal.
friend.
What a save there. Oh, we'll get a rebound.
Oh, that's a stroke.
That's another chance there for EG to put this game away, but what a save by the goalie. What a save. I was just going to say I don't think EG should be taking quick free hits, but almost led to a goal. But
it's always that argument, isn't it? What's the best form of defence? Is it actually attack? And if you put another goal in, that really does kill the game.
Looks like Lydia just took a hit off the ball there, limping about a little bit, but looked like with it off the ball stuff.
Yes, I think she just went through and the defender stood her ground. Here's Sienna Kaiser's on the run. Oh, I think that's going to be something.
That's quite a lot of contact there, and it's the Hampstead player that's went down. You know, she looked like she's the one that went into the tackle hard. Let's hope she's okay.
Let's hope she is. A bit surprised that wasn't more than just a long corner. East Grinstead just need to be calm here. We just said, as we talked about before, when the ball's back and forth and becomes like an FA Cup match, you don't need to do that. Chloe Brown just made a lovely pass in the middle of her half and then set off in support. And you go, actually, it's all right. Just keep four at the back there. Just keep nice and compact. Keep the space tight up to the back of the midfield. So don't just sit back. But actually, there's no need to overplay it and get too many people forward and get caught on the counter of a counter.
Yeah, I don't think this Hampstead player's looking in great shape. Getting helped off by the physio there, limping. I didn't quite see what happened. Just saw a bit of body contact, and I don't know. She looks like she's in quite a bit of pain down there.
Yeah, I think she's gone over on her ankle as she came in from the wrong side, nice and strong. Sienna cut in slightly. There's not a lot in it, frankly, and it's resulted in a long corner to East Grinstead. Let's hope the Hampstead player is going to be all right.
Yeah, let's hope she's okay. She doesn't look like she's in a great place at the moment. She's hobbling about, getting helped off down to the bench. But yeah, let's hope it's good news and she is not as bad as it looks.
Yep, clearly in a lot of pain.
Yeah, a lot of concern there for the Hampstead players, but they kind of, as horrible as it sounds, need to kind of like forget about it and get back to concentrating on their game. which looks like they have done. But yeah, so we hope that the player is okay.
Good defence there by Siena. Looked to go in for a tackle and just pulled out. And so the ball's been taken off the pitch by Hampstead again.
I would like to see EG try and switch the play there instead of going down the same side. Maybe go to the left-hand side where there's more room. But they'll be happy at the moment. 12 minutes to go, 3-0 up. Obviously, Hampstead have controlled the ball quite a bit in the last couple of quarters, which you expect really, because they need to go for it. Oh, what a tackle there by G. That's a foul.
How is that not a foul?
Sarah Robson went to hit the ball and missed.
I think the bench weren't too happy about that. I'm not surprised. That's ridiculous.
I mean, I would probably be going a bit nuts if that was me at the moment. But
I think you'd have been saying something to the umpire, Ross.
I've never said anything to the umpire. Never said anything to the umpire.
Good control there by Joe Westwood. Just put it on a foot. It's all got quite scrappy at the moment. Need to keep passing the ball around. Nice and hard. Give it early. Oh, that's a good ball. Just past Hannah Cousins, who looks a bit tired at the moment.
Yeah, understandably so. It's her second game back for being injured, but she won't want to come off this pitch. She'll want to stay on and keep going. And EG don't probably want her to come off, really.
Absolutely. Absolutely right. It's a great pick. Sophie Bray, one-on-one. Into Eliza. That ball speed just needs to be a bit harder again. Oh, I think East Grinstead are going to lose another player. Rash tackle. Not necessary.
Some would say that's a forwards tackle.
Yeah, that certainly was a forwards tackle. And just not necessary. 3-0, you just need to keep... Well played by Chloe Brown. Read it really well. Intercepted. Oh, good skills. As she does, we say so often, she just lures the opposing player into it. Quick V-drag, and she's still going forward. Got to keep passing it hard. Great play. Quite right. That's good. Well spotted. The umpire from about 50 yards away has got it right.
Great
good skills
skill by
Hannah Cousins. Got to keep going.
Maybe just trying a little bit too much there, but
yeah.
Great initial play there.
Gee, you might just go to the corner here.
I mean, it's quite a long time to go to take to the corner.
Oh no, G's done it. He's taken it to the corner. Yeah, take the first one. She's away. Oh, that's bad luck. That's one thing you think when the ball's within a foot of where it's actually going to make them take it. Certainly wasn't there. That's good. Since kept it first. Needs to come back. Needs to be on. Keep onside. Keep the ball pace high, guys. That's the important thing.
Great play there by Joe Westwood.
Yeah, she's played well this game, hasn't she? She's had a cracking game.
Yeah, just using her experience there. I think she's a good signing that EG have brought in.
Yep, Hannah Cousins coming off now, limping off a bit.
Limping a little bit though. Hopefully that's nothing too serious. Or just a little knock.
Fortunately, Jill Hansford, brilliant physio, is there, ready to help out. Oh, very good. David Howell made another good decision there. Difficult to see, big crowd of players there. Oh, great ball speed. That's the way to do it. Keep the ball speed high. East Grinstead back to 11 players.
You would think that Hampstead need to get a goal very soon if they want to try and get something out of this game, but it just looks like it's going to be one of those games for them that they're not going to be able to get anything towards goal. I don't think they've had a couple of shots on target they've had, is it?
Just a couple of shots, yep. Joey Lee off again now. A loose pass again at the back. I think that might be from Emily. Sarah Robertson back on. Once again, left midfield. I would have thought at right midfield where they could actually push into some space down there might have been a better place, but I'm not the coach. Well played, Courtney. Great work. She's had a good game. I think Jo Westwood's probably had the best game she's ever had for EG. I think she's been really, really good. Clearly there's communication has gone on well at the back, which I think they picked up on from last week. Chloe Brown's had another really good game. Harriet Mitchell been very strong at the back as well, and the two youngsters with them. I'm not quite sure why that's dangerous, but there we go.
Yeah, I think it's been a really good team performance today from the EG girls. Everyone's done their part and played well. I think they were all a bit disappointed after last week, losing that game and wanting to get the result that they wanted.
And we're just seeing that Surbiton have just beaten Wimbledon 1-0 full time. So that makes it interesting there at the top.
Coming for the last 5 minutes of this game, EG 3-0 up. They'll just be looking to kind of see this game out now. Wind's starting to pick up. Let's hope it stays away for the next 7 minutes or so. But again, Hampstead getting the ball into the circle, and an EG player coming away with it now. Just looking at a Hampstead player that got injured, it looks like she's done something to her knee, which is also never a good thing, but let's hope it isn't anything serious and she's back playing next week.
Yeah, let's hope it's not an ACL or anything like that. You wouldn't wish that on anyone. Oh, what a take by Chloe Brown. Absolutely outrageous take. The ball is down outside her left foot. I think she's just been shaved by Sarah Robertson.
That's a great tackle, that is.
That was a wonderful take there. Great experience. Sarah Robertson now moved to the middle of the pitch, where she should have a bit more influence on it, but she's still going to have to get past G. Here it goes. It's a big hit. It's gone again.
Bit of a route one now coming from Hampstead. But yeah, Sarah Robertson's definitely getting to this game now. I think they would like to have got her more into the game earlier on, take control. It's almost a bit late now, isn't it?
It is. You're absolutely right, Ross. It is definitely a bit too late. Oh, good advantage by the umpire. And G helping out, as she often does, helping Lydia out. Did well, Lydia there. 4 players around her. G's now got 4 around her.
EG now just need to keep the ball for the last 5 minutes, not try and force it or look for the long ball. Just keep it, build it up, and win fouls. Just slow the game down and just end the game, really.
Absolutely, yeah. And Sophie Bray's nicked it again into Eliza. Oh, no, needed more than one hand on that. And here's Hayley Turner, who's been the only one really of their forwards who's created any danger. But that was a great pick by Harriet.
It's good to see that Hannah Cousins looking to come back on. It's obviously not a serious injury. It's just a little knock.
Yep. And Sienna's off. She is very fast. Oh, that's a good play. She's just gone past 3 and got the first one. Well played. Umpiring. I think the umpiring's been good today. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll agree with that.
They've tried to play advantage wherever they can. It's created some open chances in the D, both ends. Not really anything too controversial. Only a few short corners.
Yeah, to be fair, it's been they've been quite quiet. They've not really had a lot to do in that sense. But it's good that the game's flowed. That's what everyone likes to see, just hockey flowing, not getting stopped every 2 minutes. But yeah.
Yeah, I think they've had a good game. Robin Bentley's done well this half, especially this half. Got in the way a couple of times in the first half. But actually, second half done really well down the left line. Left board. I'm still on indoor stuff.
If only it was still indoor. If only, especially with this weather.
Yeah, in this weather hasn't been as bad as it might have been. Fortunately, the rain stopped for most of the game.
Still too cold.
Not quite sure what's happened there.
No, it's something to do with the hand. Maybe I think she maybe got hit in the hand.
The finger.
Which obviously in this weather it's going to hurt a lot more. Oh no.
Oh no, it's not a foot again, is it? Or
It looks like potentially knee or ankle. Oh no, hamstring.
Got cramp or hamstring.
I mean, this game is not going well for Hampstead on the scoreboard or with players getting injured. Now, is the injuries coming because of the weather or because we've come straight from indoor to outdoor straight away and not had a longer indoor season?
Without any shadow of doubt. It's crazy that we're still playing, we're playing matches here. There should be a good time. No reason why we couldn't start in March. Absolutely no reason why we have to finish by Easter. I've never understood this. We must be able to get the logistics right of what's going on here. And if we get that right and we play, frankly, we all want to play in May, don't we? Want to have some playoffs in May would be fantastic. Good weather, you get good crowds. People want to come and watch it because it's going to be good crowds. That's a good tackle. Sophie Bray was lifting it, caused a lot of trouble, but it was a really nice pick.
But yeah, just on the indoor thing, it seems bizarre that we've, second week into the outdoor season and there's still indoor European club competitions going on right now that I believe it's Buckingham ladies are away at and doing all right. So I am baffled why we're still playing outdoor in February time. There's no reason for it. There's no rush. Let's have a proper indoor season. Make it go in other than 2 weekends. I think England hockey really need to look into that. But as we've seen in the past couple of days, that a lot of players and coaches are not best pleased with the way England hockey have been running fixtures in the league, indoor and outdoor. So let's hope that they start listening to the clubs and do what's asked.
I think the really frustrating thing is, it's other countries do it. They make it work. So why can't we? Why do we have to make it more complex than it is? Why don't we have playoffs in May, which will be great? There'll be people around. It'll be good weather. You can set up some food outside. It can be a good pick by Sarah Robertson there on Courtney Hansford. She's going, nice little ball in, but a rushed one.
Is it just because that England hockey and GB hockey are looking after their international players and not really interested in every other player that play? Or is it just because they want to get this outdoor season started quickly and ended quickly for the international competitions in the summer?
Yeah, they could argue the sooner they get the domestic league sorted, the more time they will have with their international players. But do you actually value what we do? I think the things that frustrate me is that when international players come to club, they can do things that they might not be able to try out on an international stage. You can practice things that will make you a better hockey player. It's the same with schools. What people seem to forget is that every child in this country, that's a good save. Good save from Laura Mars. I think it's going to be one. Oh, given a short corner, and Hampstead have put it in.
That is
but it's still a short corner, and I reckon this will be the last play.
There's still the last game. 2 minutes, I think. Umpire put his hand up as he gave the right decision. It's definitely a short corner, but maybe we've delayed it a couple of seconds. But Hampstead going straight to the end of the game here, which is good to see. You want teams fighting straight to the end. And that's the full-time whistle here. So if Hampstead score this, it's just going to be a consolation goal. But let's see. It might come down to goal difference end of the season. Who knows?
Yep. And this win for East Grinstead puts them into second place, 1 point behind Surbiton, jumping over Hampstead. Which is a good result when you consider they've got 7 or 8 of their starting team from the beginning of the season not playing. They've done well. They've applied themselves really well. I think you're absolutely right. Sarah and Kate will be looking long and hard at this video and working out what they can do. And they've shifted it right, put it in, and what a save off the line by Sophie Bray. It's still going, and a deflection over the top, and that's the end of the game, 3-0.
That is an outstanding save there
very
from
good performance.
Sophie Bray, doing it at both ends there. But yeah, 3-0 to East Grinstead, they'll be happy with that. Clean sheet, 3 points. Obviously coming back from last week with losing that game. But who would you say was the man of the match or player of the game, however you want to put it these days?
Well, that's a challenge. I thought Chloe Brown was outstanding. I thought Jo Westwood had her best game for East Grinstead. All of them ran the back. were really good. Laura Myers kept a clean sheet.
Just one player, Orgs, just one player.
I mean, when you look at the way G plays and how she basically made Sarah Robertson have to move, and every time Sarah was up against it, didn't want to take her on by the end. It's very difficult to look past someone who's as good as that. What about you?
I'm going to be straightforward and say Hannah. Hannah Cousins for me. She outstanding. Second game back, done really well. But yep, 3-0 to East Grinstead. They'll be looking to continue this on till next week, and hopefully in better weather. But yeah.
Yep. So, yeah, great. Well, I've really enjoyed that, Ross. I hope they've enjoyed us too wittering on for that. Good game. Really, East Grinstead will be very, very pleased with the outcome. As I say, Hampstead, Sarah and Kate will be looking at the video and I think working with them on making more connections. They did seem to get really quite separated, their defence from their midfield. And when they did press, they got caught on that counter quite comfortably when East Grinstead passed the ball really hard out of the back.
Yeah, there'll be a few things they'll need to work on in training session, but I think they'll be disappointed with that. But they're a good team, good squad. They'll bounce back, I'm sure, and they're still in the hunt for the top of the league. But yeah, good result for the AG ladies, and I hope everyone's enjoyed watching. And thank you for joining us on the live stream and those who've braved the cold. Also, before we go, good luck to AG men who are playing Wimbledon away tonight at 6 o'clock. Looking to get a result after last week's disappointing loss to Suburban, which was a little bit controversial, shall we say. But yeah, thank you again.
But a lot closer than it might have been.
Well, yeah.
When you started to say it'd be 2-1, it became really interesting, didn't it?
Yeah.
So, yeah, let's hope they can repeat some of the good bits from that this evening and come out and get a point or three off Wimbledon.
Yeah, let's hope so. Hope everyone has a good evening and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Thank you.